And hi, guys. In order to stay in balance, physically, mentally, spiritually, blah, 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 in all areas of life, I have been questioning myself and the things I did or didn't do when I was younger. And mind you, I didn't have one of those families where you could see good relationships, boy girl relationships. My brothers, of course, they were king of kings. So even though my oldest brother, had affairs and whatnot, she knew. And yeah, they got divorced, but he still took great care of his wife and his girlfriend. you know, he still came and saw his children every day after dinner, blah blah blah. Paid for everything, paid for the house, paid for the car, the insurance. He worked for Teamster, so he made a shit ton of money. So, back in the 80s, he could afford to get another, just go buy another house, another, brand new Cadillac. And in remembering some of the things that I did, I'm not so happy with myself. And, I realize a lot of people out there what do you call it? Trauma. I didn't know that word until like 5 years ago. So that's still kind of new to me. Um, we just didn't use words like that in my mother's house, you know? So, in thinking about Kevin and thinking about John and and thinking about Bob and the reasons why I just left, and thinking, of course, of myself, and we all want someone to, love us the best they can. I said the best they can. I didn't say how you want them to love you. Oh, you're getting close to princess. That's so nice. Good boy. Yes, you got to love on your big sister, okay? Um, because we do the things that happen in our life happen in other people's lives too. So you do the best you can. Hopefully they do the best they can, and together we still fuck up and leave each other and leave each other in sadness and sorrow. So the conclusion I come to this morning is I didn't want to bring sadness and sorrow to anybody else, when I die, or yeah, pretty much when I die. So I am changing how I treat me and all those situations that I'm thinking of, mom, boyfriends, family relationships with their boyfriends and girlfriends. And I just didn't know a lot of things. I didn't know. We never went on vacation. So I didn't know really what the teacher was talking about when she said, okay, let's write a report on what you did for a vacation. I'm like, what's a vacation? I didn't have no damn vacation until I was 18. And it was only because that summer school, we did band, drill team stuff and choir. We went to Disneyland and sang and did whatever. To me, that was the only vacation I ever knew of, you know? It wasn't until I was like 23 I knew what a vacation was. We didn't do that, you know? I was in school all the time, so my father couldn't have custody of me to, do not nice things to me. My mother was afraid of all my life. So, and looking back this morning and have a nice deep talk with Tosh, I forgive myself. And I realize this isn't easy for you, but it's easy for me because I've done it all my life. I forgive myself for thinking it should have happened any other way. And I ask forgiveness from those people that I hurt. I don't know what I was thinking. I can't tell you what I was thinking when I was 30. And something changed, and then I just stopped going to John's house. Just stopped going to give, and they were good men, good jobs, good money, good everything. But one little circumstance changed, and everything changed. So if you know me and you're listening, I apologize for not thinking of a different way around a situation. But you can't think of what you can't think of, you know? If you're only used to eating, oh, okay, a good example. I'm not used to eating potatoes and pasta. I never even thought about that until I met uh, Dawn and Sarah 3 years ago. We weren't raised like that. So, I say we all could just forgive ourselves for a lot of things that we're actually blaming other people for, or not. But I'm glad I had a nice long chat with myself to see things a little bit clearer, um, do things different from now on. Because right now, the only thing matters is today, right now, in this moment, in this moment, in this moment, no, in this moment, and trying not to be, um, do any. I've been running into a lot of people. I feel do this one-upmanship kind of thing. Well, I have this. Well, I did this. Well, I have a new disease, and I experienced this. That's not something to be proud of. What's wrong with you? Something to be proud of is, I got a new customer. I got a new house. I got a new plant. I got a new car. Not a disease or the fact that, you, I don't know, banged your head into the wall and you're standing there in a puddle of your own blood. I mean, I got to watch what I say better and listen to people better that say things like that. And then, divorce myself from that. I hang around all my sisters, all my brothers have good relationships. This is how I'm learning to have a good relationship. So I think finally I might be ready for one. And he can live in his own house. Unless he buys us like a 5-bedroom house, he has his room, I have my room, and I have my own bathroom. He has his own bathroom, you know? Yes, I'm serious. Uh, and learning every day more and more and more and more and more to just accept people as they are. And not to, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Why don't you do it this way? Well, what makes you think your way is right and you should be telling people what to do? That's why I will never do that. I don't know nothing about nothing, and I only know a little bit about a little bit. So I forgive myself for thinking things should have happened any differently. That's what I would tell Amani, my daughter. And, and I've been noticing, because I think what we see in others, we see in ourselves. So if I do this, message me. I want to know if I'm, yeah, well, I did this and, kind of like being a narcissist, not a full-blown narcissist, but you have to have the last word and you're usually always right. And I think that's just part of the little sister that's trying to get out of me. I'm trying to kick her ass out because people don't care if you hurt their feelings. And no, I'm not going to go around, telling you, gee, you hurt my feelings. Why'd you say that? You be yourself. I'll take you just as you are. I will adjust. I will adjust to the situation at hand and say, okay, well, she has a right to say whatever she wants. She did, so let's keep it pushing. So I just read a comment from somebody. I was looking for something, I don't know, and somebody put in the comments, you can't afford that. How the fuck you know what I can and can't afford? I don't tell you everything about me. And why would you say something so stupid? So of course I said, why would you say that? Does a peach? Oh, the fruit truck thing. What do you call it when they set the fruit out to sell? The farmer's market thing. And I was saying, is anybody, have a little tiny garden? I only need one of everything. It's just myself. 1 carrot, 1 potato, 1 thing of eggs. And because, I live in the country, so they do that shit here. Everybody has like their own chickens and goats and cows and shit. Okay, at least one. And I just said, why publicly? Why would you say something like that? Does a peach cost $50? So yeah, maybe they're not in their right mind that day, huh? So I'll accept them as they are, and life's gonna go on, learning and growing, learning and growing. Forgiving myself, not anybody else, just me.